friends. On behalf of Ananta IAS Academy, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Visakhapatnam, I'm happy to introduce the institute for the newcomers. This institute started last year, is catering to the online readers who are aspiring for the civils examinations. Normally, people go for the coaching centers approaching with the idea of having a one-to-one contact with the guest faculty. But we thought it is necessary to have an online course also like the other institutions so that those who are at far-flung areas and are not able to concentrate on a particular place like Ashok Nagar or Bangalore or Madras or whatever, Delhi, Wajiram, and those who are not able to spend lot of time on these coachings, we thought of serving the people by introducing the online course for Saturdays and Sundays. We have a branch at Bangalore and Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam, and our director Shailaja is managing the entire affair. Presently, most of the candidates, almost about 2000 and odd, who are appearing for the interviews which have been postponed due to the pandemic and are appearing in the month of August and September, are busy with the preparation of their interview matter. How is the interview being conducted and how it ends? We have already discussed in the earlier three sessions. Today, with a current affairs idea and with the brushing of current affairs issues, I will be touching upon the important aspect of the interview, which contains two major aspects. Number one, your personal profile we have already discussed in the three schedules. Now, today I want to stress upon the optional subject which you have taken. If you have taken anthropology, let us start with A, anthropology, geography, public administration, history, public administration, which you have already considered. But the problem lies, it is of the nature of a postgraduate level. The questions will be of the postgraduate level. You have taken the anthropology and you have already covered the subjects during your mains examination. You once again brush the subject with an idea that depending upon the syllabus, what are the relevant topics to be discussed in an interview. In a personality test, that would be of a deeper nature to count your expertise. So even if it is geography, history, public administration, or whatever it is, be prepared with a question that it will touch the heart of the subject. It will be most probably, if a the geography subject is taken into consideration, you might have already read the two papers, paper one of optional and paper two of optional geography, and you have already gone through the old question papers also, and you have in your mind the content of that syllabus. Here in this interview, they will have a deeper question to know the pulse of your subject. Then we will move on to the current affairs. The second member of the board will touch upon the most important points of the current affairs. You might have already gone through the Hindu newspapers. Normally, they are giving the monthly revision of all the subjects. Today, I will be discussing of the few subjects like the monsoon session of Parliament, likely in July. By the time you appear for the interview, the session will be over or in progress, and the questions may be mostly how the session starts and during which period the session is supposed to meet. The last session was curtailed and ended sine die on March 25th, 2021. Under the constitutional norms, next session is to be held within 6 months. That is the constitutional norm. Three sessions have been curtailed due to the pandemic in 2020. Article 85 requires that there should not be any gap of more than 6 months between the two sessions. So the constitutional obligation is to be completed first. Please note, the constitution does not specify when or how many days the parliament should meet. This is the leverage given to the government. Government, depending upon its bills and its necessity, they may curtail the session, they may prolong the session to introduce the bills and get it passed. The power to convene a session rests with the government. Decision is to be taken by the Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, and then it is formalized by the President of India, in whose name the members of Parliament are summoned to meet for a session. The President has the power to summon the Parliament. Why is a Parliament session important? This is another important question in the interview, because they may ask you why it has been curtailed. If really the pandemic is a more important thing, then what are the business activities conducted during that period, and whether it was really curtailed in view of the Assam and West Bengal elections. Such type of questions they may come, and they may ask you whether it is necessary to conduct West Bengal elections since the pandemic is in a very heavy stage. There are several answers to it. You have to summarize and you have to fulfill the necessity and obligation of the sessions to start within a period of 6 months if it lapses. Suppose the term of the assembly is over by April, within 6 months, the elections are to be conducted and the new government is to be formed. That is the law. The lawmaking is dependent on when parliament meets, because the laws, all the laws, the bills, they become the act and then they become the law. So the laws are made by the parliament. Do you know half of the world's population is under 30 years, but only 2.6% of the members of parliament globally represent this group, meaning the people there in the parliament, in the house of any government or any country, they are more than 40, 50 years of age. Within this group of 30 years, very less people are there. The Interparliamentary Union is a global organization of the national parliaments. This is also an important thing which may occur during the interview triggering, because they may ask you, have you heard about this Interparliamentary Union in the global organization? Yes, sir. It began in 1899 as a small group. Today, it has increased 179 members of parliamentarians and 13 associate members, because so many countries have joined in this interparliamentary group, because they have to discuss about their own way of functioning. Then we will come to another important item like Surakshit Ham, Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. This may also appear during the interview time for you. What is this? The Niti Ayog and the Piramal Foundation have launched this in 112 aspirational districts. The Piramal Foundation is an NGO, and the Niti Ayog, which was earlier known as the Planning Commission, they have launched this in 112 aspirational districts. They have selected about 112 districts. This campaign will provide COVID home care support to about 20 lakh citizens in these 112 districts. It is a part of the special initiative. Aspirational districts collaborate in which local leaders, civil societies, and volunteers work with the district administration to address the emerging problem. That is the main idea of having this Surakshit Ham, Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. Then the Prime Minister's new initiative may be a question for you in the interview. That is Yuva. What is this Yuva? You might have heard about it, but you should go deep into the subject to understand the intention of this framework. The Prime Minister's scheme for mentoring young authors is the main idea behind this formation of Yuva. To encourage the youngsters to harness their writing skills, this has been complemented. Then the it creates a pool of authors of below 30 years who are ready to express themselves and project India on any international platform. That is the main idea, to mentor the young writers, because there are so many people who have the skills to write. With the writing skills in their hand, they are waiting for the opportunity, and this gives them opportunity. Themes: unsung news, freedom fighters. There are so many unsung heroes in the country. You have to highlight them. Then the freedom fighters, the national movement, and all these things have to appear in this work which you are going to complement. The selection through All India contest will be held. So people will be selected. And a total of 75 authors are selected by 15th of August 2021. So by the time you appear for the interview, this question may come: what is the scheme of encouraging Yuva writers? The winner entries to be ready by 15th December and the published books to be launched on 12th January 2022. The question comes in the interview: what is the importance of 12th January? That is Yuva Divas, Youth Day. The scholarship of about 50,000 per month is given to the young writer under this Yuva scheme. This is an innovative scheme, and this has been launched with the intention of encouraging the young writers. Then recently, the new election commissioner has been appointed. This is a question for debate. Why the vacancy has occurred, whether the incumbent commissioner has retired or he has completed his term of office. No, the member of the commission has resigned and there is a vacancy and it has to be filled up. Normally, these positions are meant for the senior level retired IAS officers. So similarly, in this connection also, the UP Chief Secretary Anup Chandra Pandey has been appointed as the third member of the Election Commission. What is this Election Commission appointment? Article 324 provides for an election commission for the superintendence, direction, and control of the preparations of electoral rolls, for conduct of elections to the parliament, state legislatures, and officers of President of India and Vice President. The main thrust of duties are: number one, they will prepare the electoral rolls. Number two, they will announce the election notifications, and then they will conduct the elections in a fair and faithful manner. And then the legislatures also are under the control of the Election Commission. And then finally, the greatest thing they will be doing is conducting of election for presidents of India and vice president of India. By 2022 July, the present president of India, Ramnath Kovindji, he will be completing his term of office, and there is a need to complete the formalities so that the new incumbent will be joining the Rashtrapati Bhavan by the concerned date of the July. Similarly, the Vice President's office also will be vacated by August 2022, and that election also is conducted by the Election Commission. The Election Commission was entrusted in accordance with the Constitution on 25th January 1950. This is the crucial date. They will ask you what is the importance of the National Voters' Day. This 25th January 1950, it was the day when the Election Commission has started. So it is celebrated nationwide as a National Voters' Day. The President of India may fix the number of members from time to time. There is no rigid rule that it should have 3 members or 2 members or 4 members. According to the convenience of the president's desire, he may have the complete 3 members or it can be 2 members also. Normally it will be odd number, so that if there is any question of debate, by voting, the majority vote comes into effect. And the CESC is the chairman of the election commission, and there will be another two members also. This happened during the time of Mr. T.N. Session, when he was only a single member. They wanted to constitute two more members, and the plural membership have come into effect. All the matters are decided by the majority of the members. The removal, as in the case of the Supreme Court judge, is done according to the framework of the National Commission for this Election Commission. The normal age is 6 years of office or 65 years of age. The important thing which you have to keep in mind in the interview time is the association of world election bodies. So many people know about the election commission, but they doesn't know about this, the World Election Bodies Association. In this, 118 election management bodies are there, of which 180 countries have established this into effect. This has come into effect with 2013. So the Election Commission has a major role to play in the Indian democracy. They are the more important people who have come into effect. So, with these words, today I will extend all hope for you to get the best marks in 275. I hope you will be able to complete your interview in a very, very decent manner and up to the mark. Thank you very much.